Good day, everyone. Today's interview is with Michael Miraglia, aka Purple Sonic. He deadlifted 500 pounds and then ran a mile all under 5 minutes. We're not sure if anyone in the world has done this before. Let's have a listen about how he did it. Away we go.
Yeah, so I got a call, I think it was exactly like 12 weeks ago from today from my brother. He's like, "Hey, the 5 and 5 challenge." I was like, "Yeah, I did it twice now with a deadlift." And he's like, "I want to do it on the same clock." And I was like, "What does that mean?" It didn't really register. I was like, "I already did it. What do you mean you're going to do it?" And he's like, "No, like clock starts, I deadlift and then hit a mile." I was like, "Huh, that's not possible. Like, that's way too much for the CNS system to kind of do any type of work." But the more he talked about it, I was like, you know what? Let's just go for it. Like, what's the worst that can happen? We don't do it, but we still, gave it a fair effort, gave it a fair shot. And his original plan was let's do it in Colorado, which was a dumb idea just because you'll lose about 9 seconds off your mile just for being at elevation. So I tried to convince him to come out to San Diego. He said, yeah. And we had this date set, but he's a firefighter now. He's been on deployment, lost a lot of his training gains. So he pretty much backed out, and it gave me the spotlight to continue and kind of move forth and try to do my own thing.
So, how long? So, who else has attempted this recently?
I know there's been people who've done the 500-pound squat and the sub 5 minute mile all in the same day. I've never heard of anyone doing it on the same clock,
Like they
which is
rest for a couple of hours, kind of thing.
they'll rest for a couple hours, maybe even like 15 minutes, and then just head to the track, warm up, and go hit that mile. To do it all on the same clock is a different animal in itself. You have to be very quick at lifting, which means you're probably not going to be wearing a belt. You're not going to have straps. You're not going to, worry about any of that. And you got to be really fast at running because now you just lost a whole bunch of time just for doing the lift in itself.
Well, I think we should just go through it. I mean, it's on your IG. Maybe we don't have to go through the entire thing. Maybe a couple of the slides. It's on like 3 slides, right?
Yeah.
So let's just do it, man. Let's just talk about it because this is exciting
Hell yeah.
stuff. Michael SGX. Yeah, you got to change that, buddy. And it even says right under your name, it says Spartan SGX Level 2 Coach. Like that's the first thing it says. You gotta change all that. All right.
Yeah.
So let's pop this bad boy. Oh, you just got married?
Oh, that was a year anniversary.
Okay, well, muzzle tough for that, buddy. All right, pulling this thing up. Hang on, stop. We're gonna go audio listener. First of all, audio listeners, how do I describe what's in front of me? There's a gentleman who's got a purple-ish mane, and then he's shirtless. And what does this tattoo say or signify?
It's words that are overlapping. So it says forever honest, always loved.
That's a lot going on.
Oh yeah.
Share screen. All right. Do we need audio? I don't think we need audio, do we?
I mean, let it rip. It's just a bunch of people screaming.
Right. All right. So I'm going to read this. First person in the world to ever lift 500 pounds and go directly into a mile all under 5 minutes. Time 4:49. This is my greatest feat of strength to date. And honestly, I didn't even think it was possible to do. My splits, 65, 68, 81. We'll talk about that third lap, 76. It was amazing. It was so amazing to have so many people come out and support me with this feat. Okay, so we approach the bar. The bar is sitting here. Let's just go through it. I'm just going to hit play and you just walk me through it.
Hell yeah. Oh man, that lift felt like butter. My best deadlift that I've ever done in my entire life.
Except you definitely favor an arm though, because it was not straight.
Yeah, so I definitely went with a reverse grip. It's a lot easier to grip a barbell doing reverse. If you're not going to have straps, it's the only way to really go if you're going to put up heavy weight.
Right.
So it's not 100% even all the time, but normally that lift has been taking me about 8 or 9 seconds. For it to take me about 4 seconds was awesome. I didn't even know what to do. I was like, shit, I got to start running now.
And then I'm going to I want to describe people. You've got to click on it. We'll include the Nate, but basically imagine if Khal Drago was purple. It's running around the track, this beastly man uh, this beastly man in his tights that match. I thought we got to see more of it. We only got to see you running that one lap. I thought the other slides had you running. The other slides are just you finished.
Yeah, me finished. I have to post that whole video very soon to YouTube, just so
Yeah,
everyone
we got
can
to make
see
sure you're
the
not
whole unedited.
make sure you're not a fugazi.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's still worth watching this this stocky beast running as fast as he can. It's just amazing. Like I said, with the hair and the tights in purple. So talk to me about what happened between laps 2 and 3 here, where you lost.
Let me talk about lap one. That
Oh, okay.
was, oh my
Too
God,
fast, probably too fast. 65
what
is
a
a little too fast.
mistake. Not only was it 65, so with that deadlift, that means that run was about 60, 61,
Oh my God.
which is pretty much my PR 400.
Right.
It was the dumbest thing to do ever because I remember running around, and as soon as I see the rogue clock ticker, I was like, shit, I know how this ends. I don't know if I just shot myself in the foot now, because is this going to be a possibility for me to even finish? Lap two, I mean, honestly, I just felt like I was keeping pace. It felt phenomenal. I was like, you know what? I got this. I saw the time. I was like, I can easily hit under 5. I can kind of coast this one in. And it wasn't until that third lap where the legs, oh boy, were they heavy. They were heavy. My breathing was real bad. I knew that if I kept that pace, I was going to be done for, and it was going to be over. And then right around that fourth lap, someone screamed out the time to me, which they lied. They said I was a lot closer to 5 minutes than I actually was. And I knew I had to buckle down, and I just gave it everything, pretty much emptied the tank to the point where I thought I was going to break down and cry. I just continued going forward and dug into a new gear. And I crossed that line and instantly dove into the turf and just collapsed and kind of laid there for, felt like an eternity, as people were pouring champagne on me and hyping me up. Tried to stand back up, absolutely couldn't. My legs wouldn't allow it. And yeah, somehow I managed to get a better split on that last lap from the third, which
do you think maybe you should have worn a watch and then you could have looked and saw that you were way too fast that first lap?
No, that would get into my head. I thought about having a pacer too, like someone running a 5-minute mile as soon as I started that deadlift. But then I realized, I wanted to be out there by myself. If I was going to make a mistake, it's my mistake to own. And I honestly never usually have game plans. I usually just go out hot. So if I had a watch, it would have just reinforced being like, yep, you're going out too hot. It was I've been trying to reach out to Dave Castro for a while. I was like, hey,
oh no, Castro shared it. That's right. Castro
this is
shared
gonna
it.
happen. What can I do? And it wasn't until it finally happened where he reached back out and he's like, can I please repost this? Send me the video.
Right.
And I was like, without a second going by, uploaded it, gave it to him just so he could have that. And that blew up because people started reaching out, started seeing it, actually, realizing, whoa, this is kind of cool.
So you've got 250,000 views on Castro's video. Because I was looking at your video and I was wondering why it didn't have that much. I mean, it has a lot, but 227,000 views as of, and 445 comments as of 3 days ago. That's pretty dope, dude.
Yeah, any way that I can spark inspiration for someone to reach out and do their goals, even better. Because all this wasn't specialized programming. I wasn't running a ton. I was literally just doing CrossFit. If you were to come in to Stay Classy CrossFit, do the workout of the day, that is what I did.
Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. We have a new podcast schedule for those of you who love the podcast. Mondays will be our ORM interviews. Wednesdays will be Davis and Chase. Fridays will be gritty, nitty, training. Fridays will be nitty gritty training progress. I'm not going to edit any of this. I don't care. Fridays will be nitty gritty training podcast with Faye and Jess. And then we've got Ryan and Riker with their Rye Reasons, which will fit in there somewhere, depending on how the week goes. Thank you so much for watching. Love you. Miss you. Mean it. I've got to run.